What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to be taking a look at what's going on with Marvel Champions. You see, and this is very sad news, and it makes me very, very sad, but the release dates of all the Fantasy Flight Games products have been changed. They're moving things around, they're delaying stuff. We all know why. It's a rubbish stuff going on in the world at the moment, and it makes me sad, and we don't need to sit and dwell on it. What we do need to do, I like to think of myself as a nice source of information, keeping you up to date with what's coming out for Marvel Champions, all of the news, and the release schedule. So I thought that's what we should do today. Have a look at the release schedule. And long story short, everything seems to have been pushed back by 2 months. Now, the weird thing is that the Black Widow expansion has actually been released in Australia. The Black Widow expansion has actually made it out into the world. There are a bunch of people that have this. I don't, unfortunately. It makes me very sad that I don't, but I don't. But the official release date for this is now June. There's nothing coming out in April. There's nothing coming out in May. We're all playing with what we've got for the time being, and the Black Widow comes out in June. Now, if you're like me and you've got all the upcoming ones on pre-order, it does at least give you a little bit of a breather, because everything's going on in the world is not being good for our wallets. Black Widow is a very fun one. It's one that really revolves around these new preparation cards, whereby they trigger abilities. So Widow's Bite, after a minion enters play, you discard it and deal 2 damage to a minion and stun it. And then Black Widow, because you've triggered the ability on a preparation card, you deal 1 damage to an enemy. So Black Widow is all around these preparation cards, and it looks fun. And of course, she's got Taskmaster as her minion, which punishes you for having upgrades in a deck that's basically built around upgrades. You can see how the back and forth here is going to be fun. Moving into July, we are now getting the Doctor Strange Hero Pack, which again should have been coming out in May. Apologies, Doctor Strange. Now, Doctor Strange is one that I am extremely excited about. It's actually bringing in an Invocation deck, which is a special 5-card deck which sits off to the side, and then Doctor Strange is able to play the top card of the Invocation deck rather than doing something else. You do have to exhaust Doctor Strange to do it, so no thwarting, attacking, or defending, but you've got stuff like Crimson Bands of Cyttorak that stuns an enemy and deals 7 damage to it for just 2 resources, which is frankly, yeah, a little bit silly. He's got Baron Mordo coming in as a minion, and let's not forget Iron Fist is starting to come in, so this kind of sounds like fun. Moving into August, we are getting the Hulk. Again, August should have been June, but the delays. And Hulk is, I mean, I like Hulk, right? As a character, Hulk makes me very, very happy. Hulk is a very, very strange character. Literally has no thwart whatsoever. And you have to discard your hand at the end of the turn when you're in Hulk form. Not to mention the low hand size of 4. Yeah, this could get very, very strange very, very quickly. Of course, Hulk is also bringing us the first card we've seen so far with 3 resources on it, so I don't think we can be terribly upset. I'm very much looking forward to Hulk, and Doctor Strange, to be fair. Now, coming out in September, that means we will then get The Rise of Red Skull. Now, The Rise of Red Skull is one we should all be extremely excited about. I've done a couple of videos on this, one when it was announced and one a bit more recently when we actually got a good look at it. And there's a whole bunch of awesome stuff going on here. It's introducing us to 2 new heroes. Now, one of these is Spider-Woman, and I could not be more excited about Spider-Woman. Spider-Woman is looking like it's going to be my new favorite hero. Spider-Woman, I mean, we need to start off really having a look at Jessica Drew. You choose 2 aspects instead of 1 during deck building, and you must include an equal number of cards from those aspects in your deck. Plus, once during a turn, you get to look at the top card of any deck, yours, the encounter deck, as you like. Now, Spider-Woman's stats look rubbish with 1-1-1, but you've got the ability here whereby when you play an aspect card, Spider-Woman gets +1 thwart, +1 attack, and +1 threat until end of round. And is limited to once per round, but is limited to once per round per aspect. Oh, yeah. And you're allowed to play 2 aspects. But then we got cards like Pheromones, which is both a Spider-Woman card and a leadership card. So that potentially gives you 3 different aspects. See where we're going with this? You can get super, super beefy. The other hero being introduced is Hawkeye. Hawkeye really is all about Hawkeye's bow. Clint Barton has got an action that lets you spend a resource and search your deck and discard pile for Hawkeye's bow and add it to your hand. That seems pretty good. Hawkeye's bow is a restricted card. Remember, 2 of any restricted cards max per player. And it is a free upgrade that gives you +1 attack, and each of your arrow attacks gain ranged. Ranged attacks ignore retaliate, so you can attack without taking 1 damage back. And we've then got stuff like Sonic Arrow, whereby you exhaust Hawkeye's bow to confuse an enemy and deal 5 damage to it for just 2 resources, which is a little bit nuts. Or Explosive Arrow, the 1-cost event that exhausts Hawkeye's bow and deals 3 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with ya. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now remember, this is a big expansion, so as well as the 2 new heroes, we're also getting 5 new villains. 5! Oh, and a Spider-Man ally card. How cool is that? Crossbones is coming along, and while he's got a weapon, his attacks gain piercing, so they go through tough. And then we got stuff like Crossbones Machine Gun, that you give it 2 ammo counters per person, and when Crossbones attacks you, you remove an ammo counter from this card, discard the top card of the encounter deck, and indirect damage is dealt equal to the number of boost icons, like there are 3 on the machine gun. The Absorbing Man gains a trait of each environment in play, so Snowy Hillside, for instance, gives you ice. And then Omnimorph Duplication, if you've got the ice trait, you have to exhaust. Ouch. And then there's Metal, Stone, and Wood traits that get really annoying. Metal gives Absorbing Man a tough status card and heals 1 damage. Stone gives him a face down boost card. And Wood makes you discard a random card from your hand. So very much a villain that is built around getting lots of environments. Taskmaster forces players to discard the top card from their encounter deck and deal damage equal to boost icons every time they swap to hero form. So that's going to be kind of annoying. And Zola has Retaliate 1. Every time you attack, you take a damage, so you need big attacks or cheeky damage you ain't chipping away there. And Red Skull has 2 scheme, 0 attack, but gets +1 attack per side scheme in play. And we've not seen any of these side schemes, but I think it's probably fair to assume that there are going to be more in future, i.e. Red Skull's going to have many side schemes, else it would be a bit rubbish. And then we get to the tease that we were given when the Rise of the Red Skull was revealed. I'm not going to be giving you lots of predictions here. I am going to do an extra video in a day or two, showing you my predictions here. But we're supposed to get a new scenario pack in August, and then hero packs in September, October, November, and December. But that can no longer be true, because August is when we're getting Hulk. I don't believe we're getting Hulk and a new scenario pack in August. And September's when we're getting the Rise of the Red Skull. I refuse to believe that we are getting a hero pack in the same month as we're getting the campaign expansion, because the campaign expansion is a big exciting one. It's supposed to be breathing on its own. It's supposed to have a little bit of space, so to speak. So I refuse to believe that that's going to be coming out in the same month as a hero pack. So presumably everything just gets pushed by 2 months. So the scenario pack doesn't come along in August, it comes out in October. Now, this again, it's not just because everything's been pushed by 2 months, it's because we've been told to expect one release per month for Marvel Champions. So we get Doctor Strange in July, Hulk in August, Rise of the Red Skull in September, after Black Widow in June, and then in October we get the Scenario Pack. In November we get a Hero Pack, in December we get a Hero Pack, in January we get a Hero Pack, and in February we get a Hero Pack, which means that we essentially have the road mapped out all the way up to February. Now, the interesting thing here is that this isn't going to delay the next big expansion. The next big expansion, in theory, we are expecting to come out in March, which would be 6 months after the Rise of the Red Skull, which is what we're expecting. We're expecting 5 scenario/hero packs, then a campaign expansion. We're expecting a new big campaign expansion every 6 months. And you'll notice the tease we've been given shows us the next 5 months doesn't go up to the next 6. So I feel very confident that what you see on the image here is just being delayed by 2 months, and then in March we will be getting our next big campaign expansion, of which we've not even had so much as a tease. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, that's what's going on with Marvel Champions. That is what's happening in terms of release dates, what we're getting, when we're getting, and a very quick look at each of them. But do please remember, I've done videos about all the expansions that have been revealed. They're all linked in the description so you can have a gander at your leisure. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to know what you think about all these. Give me some predictions for what's coming next. Tell me what you think about the delays. Tell me which of these you're excited about. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at TheWossy, where we talk Marvel Champions, Digimon, Keyforge, all kinds of fun games. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.